innings there. And it's castled him. Just left the middle stump standing.
Well, if that was 10-pin bowling, it's almost a strike there. Just left the 1 pin standing right up in the block hole. So Prasad's on his way. This is how it happened. Kasprowicz, he tries to give himself room. Kasprowicz just fires it right up in the block hole. Takes out our stump cam, our leg stump, everything. Prasad's on his way for one. The 9th wicket down to 227.
Rahul Sanghvi, the left-hand spinner, plays for Delhi. He's there because Venkatesh Prasad lost his middle and leg stump to Kasprowicz.
Yes, good piece of bowling there. He just moved too early. One wonders if Prasad's come in before Sanghvi. He must have looked too good, Sonny, after looking at that shot.
Well, I think what the Indians will be hoping for is some way the bat meets the ball and they get some runs on the board. Oh, that's a beauty. That is, in fact, too good for a number 11 batsman.
That is what you call waste. A waste of energy, Sonny. Look at that ball. Starts outside leg, just misses his off, misses his bat. Missed everything.
Oh, that's a corker. That is a corker of a delivery. Well, he was going for a walk. The ball was hit straight to Mark Waugh. Umpire Chopra has asked for the third umpire, but the Australians walking off confident that they've got their man.
Well, Mark Waugh doesn't even bother for the replay. He's just walked off anyway. He doesn't miss too often. Sanghvi's tried his luck again here, and that is out.
There's a fantastic performance there from Australia. Is setting up what could be a win that was considered improbable during the league stage and is very likely now. Some good scores in the middle order there. Mohammad Azharuddin made 44. He reached 8,000 runs in one-day internationals. Sidhu looked pretty solid as well. And Ajay Jadeja was probably the best batsman. 48 from 49 balls. But no finishing kick for India because they lost a lot of wickets all along the way. Some good figures as well for Australia. Damien Fleming 3 for 47. Michael Kasprowicz 2 for 43. Moody and Vaughan bowled well as well, and Steve Waugh picked up the 2 wickets that mattered in the middle. So a wonderful effort there from Australia, and they might just have done enough to have won them this match. But there's a lot of cricket still coming up, and we will bring it to you live in just a moment. So join us about 5 minutes before starting time.
Australia 15, Fox Sports. When it comes.
So 50 overs remaining to find out who is going to be the champion.
The Mark Waugh pretty relaxed while he's waiting there for the clock to tick over. He just practiced one of his golf shots. So you always know that Mark's pretty relaxed. There's a slip in a gully, and then you have third man, backward point, cover mid-off, then a mid-on, square leg and a fine leg. And I think another area where Australia will try and put some pressure on India is in the field.
And this is not a huge total number of runs to chase, but still needs plenty of aggression.
Lovely shot from Mark Waugh, a boundary to start with.
Well, it's been a 6 or 7 week period of some of the world's great players off their legs this past nearly 2 months in both the test matches and now the one-dayers. Mark Waugh, Tendulkar, Azharuddin, Jadeja in the one-dayers. It's been a privilege to watch how these great players make it look so easily. They are always so balanced.
It's going to be Ajit Agarkar to bowl from the pavilion end. Gilchrist on strike. There's a slip and a leg slip. Now, strangely, there's no short point for Agarkar, despite the fact that he's already had Gilchrist caught in that position in this series. Straight to Tendulkar, and he grabs a very sharp chance. What a wonderful start for Agarkar.
Well, the start the Indians and the fans wanted. Wide. Gilchrist playing the shot that he's employed to do, that is get after the bowling. But Tendulkar again showing that he's a very good slip fieldsman as well as an outfielder. And Gilchrist goes for one, caught by Tendulkar. First ball of the bowling by Gurkha, and Australia 6 for 1.
Well, Ricky Ponting comes in one ball earlier than when he made his record equaling score of 145. Gilchrist very well caught there by Sachin Tendulkar. They're not easy when they're flying fast, and the fingers are pointing skywards. Gurkha right on line with a little bit of in-swing. Marvellous start for the young man in the final.
Very good sign for Australia, this. Good sign by the bowler, but nice positive shot from Ponting. Ball went quite sharply to mid-on for the Gurkha. The in-swing to the right-hander was the ball that got the left-hander, and he looks in pretty good form.
Ponting off the mark very confidently. Each to Mark Waugh and Ricky Ponting, and I'd be thinking seriously now about getting a spinner in there before Ponting gets too well set. As I said before, Anil Kumble would probably be the choice. Shot. So third boundary in this innings for Ponting, and he's looking very confident.
Well, I know, Ian's the shot that you think has gone out of the game, and it probably has to a large extent. The administrators taking away the, in effect, the bouncers being able to bowl during games, first-class matches, and therefore young players don't need to play the cool shot. But when you can, the amount of runs you can get, I think a lot of bowlers around the world get away with this type of delivery because the batsman either attempts to cut it or play a shot through the covers off the back foot instead of the genuine pull.
Sidhu at mid-on. Any batsman who thinks that he doesn't need to play the pull shot is a fool in my book.
Venkatesh Prasad still a little short of confidence. He's going to have 25 runs off his 4 overs. Ajit Agarkar has bowled better this time, his first spell. He's given away only 15, and Anil Kumble, accurate reserver, giving away 2 and the only over he's bowled so far. And they've picked Kanitkar this time. The field is a little deep in the first 15 overs, a little bit almost on the line.
Yes, Mark Waugh's quick to pick this up. A bit slow on the return there. Mark Waugh makes his ground very easy. Very good runner between the wickets.
Officially, but safe. And it's a boundary.
Well, he's picked the gap pretty well, Ricky Ponting. He hit it exactly where he wanted to, but a bit officially. Went past the bowler fairly quickly. Just held up on the pitch, I think, more than anything, and caused him to hit it in the air. But luckily he controlled it and just hit it through the gap.
You see a long way away from Ajit Agarkar.
Well, you could also see from that stump cam how quick you've got to be as a bowler to get a return catch.
And there should be another boundary. This is a small ground. Ajit Agarkar paying the penalty for giving Ricky Ponting a bit of room to play that half-cut, half-drive.
Yeah, this one's short and wide. Ponting obliged at any time.
Well, that's another fine drive. Another fine drive off the back foot. And it's an expensive over from Ajit Agarkar. The 10th of the Indian innings. Australia 56 for 1.
The 10th over for Australia proved to be a good one. This is the last delivery that over. Ricky Ponting just patting that one back up the pitch. Timed it so well that Kumble, who's on the circle, had no chance cutting that off. You can see that ball race away in these small boundaries. So good over for Australia. 13 runs coming from that one, the 10th.
Hazard's got a slip himself and a silly point now. The two mandatory fielders in the first 15 overs close in. Ganguly is the one at silly point. Too close for the cut.
Yes, he's nearly paid the price here. A bit of top spin as well, just beats him for pace. And we'll see from this angle here, it's very, very close to the stumps, too close to cut. Tries to jam down on it.
Well, they've got Tendulkar there now at mid-wicket. It's a little bit quicker. Also got a very good arm, so they won't risk taking a quick single when the ball's near him. You can see that the ball started to keep low. That's very crucial. The ball started to keep low.
Yes, this is what we thought would happen. Like you say, this pitch is basically a 4-day, same as a 4-day-old pitch in a game. McWall having to hurry onto that one. Watches it well onto the bat.
He's got a direct hit, Rishikesh Kanitkar from backward point.
Yeah, good field here. Ricky Ponting was backing up a long way and decided to go back. Just as well he did. McWall wouldn't have made that ground in time.
Yes, good call that by Mark Waugh. Bolden played it off the inside edge. We've been talking about the ball keeping low. It's done that once again. It also hasn't come off the pitch as quickly as Mark Waugh was expecting. That's a big wicket for India.
Yeah, so disappointment here for Mark Waugh, and this is tried a few times this over to try and run it down. This time squeezes it down too late. The ball just trickles through, hits his off stump, and the Indians are elated there. Mark Waugh's on his way for 20, the second wicket down for 56.
Michael Bevan, rated by Steve Waugh only recently as the best one-day player in the world, is there because Mark Waugh was out bowled when the ball went off the bat and the pad and rolled on to knock the bails off.
Well, he's just down on a bit late there, Sonny. The bat's still angled back at a fair degree. You'll see it from side on. The ball just continues on. That's a top spin Kumble gets. I reckon it's just zotted on straight underneath. And he just stood there a bit stunned and watched it hit his stump, unfortunately.
The off-spinners have had a bit of success against Michael Bevan, curving into his pads and then spinning away. Michael Bevan looks to hit a lot of balls through the onside these days, and any off-spinner who can bring him out of his crease and get him doing that has a chance of either getting a catch or a stumping.
He's got that through the field, and that'll go for 4. 5 came from the over. It's 65 for 2.
Disgust from the bowler as he grabs his cap, disappointed that he just gave Michael Bevan a bit of width for that last delivery. And that's the great ability of Bevan. He can be tied down and you suddenly just give him something that's slightly loose and he puts it away.
The worms pretty close to each other. Just a nose ahead at the moment, the white worm. I just suspect Australia need to be a bit careful of getting into a bit of a rut here, trying to keep wickets in hand. They might just allow the bowlers to get into a great rhythm. Well, that's one way of getting out of it. Not in control of the shot at all. Oh dear. No, that's not a replay. I'd want to see 70 for 2 after 16 overs.
I don't think Gurkha picked it up off the bat. He was sort of running in, not much to his left, trying to find the ball.
Over number 10 was a big one for Australia. In a couple of blank overs after that. Not too many tall structures. It's a festive day at the Firoz Kotla. After 10 overs, 56 for 1. After 20, 82 for 2. So only 26 have come in the last 10 overs. Oh dear. It's a good third umpire decision. I think it'll be very close, so the Indians believe they've made it. There's a lot of time between Mongia getting the ball and actually taking the bails off.
Once again, Flight troubling an Australian batsman. A bit of bounce there, but Mongia has got him off just in time. Stumps are broken. Ponting beaten once again by Flight. That's good bowling from Rahul Sangvi. Ponting sees the bad news, and he has to go. Yeah, he's a very good Flight bowler. Ponting a little frustrated, came down, tried to hit it over the top. There was some bounce there, as well as the spin. Mongia just took a while to gather it, but he got there quickly enough. It's 84 for 3.
So this is a bit of a surprise. Shane Warne is coming, and instead of taking guard, he's gone first straight to Michael Bevan. So he's obviously come out with a message, and he's come out because Ponting's been deceived in the air.
Yes, the Indian spinners have quickly learnt that if you can make the Australian batsmen use their feet, then they are vulnerable. Ponting, one of the quicker players on his feet, beaten through the air, and in the end well stumped by Mongia, who didn't panic. Shane Warne coming in. Why do you pick 8 batsmen and then send in a bowler ahead of most of your batsmen? Ridiculous.
After 21 overs, it's 84 for 3.
Venkatesh Prasad coming back on for Mohammad Azharuddin. Michael Bevan has called for the helmet. Shane Warne has elected to retain the white floppy. He bowled 4 overs and took none for 25, but bowled very well, some very good deliveries. And the man in the tree. Bevan gets Warne back on strike. So it's a good move by Azharuddin because he knows why Shane Warne has been sent out there. That is to have a real dash at the 2 spinners. And even though the spinners are bowling well, it is a small ground. So Azharuddin said, OK, we'll keep 1 spinner on. We'll keep a medium pace or a faster bowler at the other end, and let's see what you can do. Because if Azharuddin can change the way that Warne thinks, if Shane Warne bats for 30 balls and only gets 10, then he's not doing the job that is asked of him. And that's a very good shot from Shane Warne. Very good shot. Won't get to the boundary because Ganguly is pretty good out there. And a good throw. So Warne showing his intentions.
Yes, Prasad drops it in short. Gives Warne plenty of room to hit this one. Opts to hit it back with a point.
3 men on the offside, 1 on the leg side to save the single. And he's gone high. He's gone very high, running back with it. Kumble can't get there. And Shane Warne is of the theory that there is more room in the air than on the ground.
Well, Prasad did him with a slower ball here, out the back of the hand. Warne still tries to hit it, gets a fair bit on it. You see the man there deep mid-off, trying to get back. Kumble, but just always a tease. He was never going to get there. So another 2 runs to Warne.
Now Kumble has been sent out to long off, and fine leg has come up. But Warne needs to do nothing silly now. They've got 5 runs from the over, and Tendulkar has a shot at the stumps and backed up by the skipper. So very good batting by Shane Warne, a good delivery. But once they'd already got 5 off the over, then all he had to do was give it back to Bevan, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, he's taken on Tendulkar there. It's not a good thing to do. He doesn't miss by much. He's very quick and got a good arm. So plenty of action.
May well have been off the pad. To wait the umpire's decision. Yes, it was. So he signals leg by. So still another delivery in the over to go for Australia. Already 7 runs. So this is a situation where Warne now asked the umpire. So that means that he's thinking about it. He's saying to Michael Bevan, I understand what you're saying. I won't try and do anything foolish here. It's been a good over for Australia. And that's what Shane Warne's been sent in for. And he'll get a wide. Prasad knows that the slow ball is the one that's going to cause Shane Warne some problems, so that's probably about 90% of the deliveries Jeff that he'll bowl to Warne.
Well, you'd think so. This is a slow ball gone wrong, just stuck in the hand. Shane Warne couldn't reach it, also couldn't time it due to the slower bounce. So bonus there for Australia, extra delivery.
Shot from Warne, slow ball again. He'll get 2. Ganguly is at cover point. So 10 runs from the Prasad over in his new spell. And he's been very expensive. And that brings up the century for Australia. 228 is the target. And 1 more over to halfway. Was 5.1 before the last over. So you can see what a good over does for the run rate. And there is part of a packed press area. Tough thing for Shane Warne. He's been asked to do a job that is very difficult. That is to go out and swing and hit against the spinners on a pitch which is turning. You can see the turn there. Not an easy thing. It's not as though he's been in outstanding batting form, but he's doing what he's asked. He's trying to do what he's been asked. And that's where he goes, over cover. And that's a very good shot from Shane Warne. So a boundary to complete the over. 2 good overs in a row for Australia. 107 for 3. Michael Bevan 25 from 53 deliveries. Shane Warne 14 from just 13. And he's only been in there 18 minutes. So Warne is doing what Steve Waugh has asked of him. Michael Bevan to Prasad. And a wide delivery. So Prasad just coming to some problems with the slow ball and the left-hand and right-hand combination.
Yes, it does upset him a bit. Way wide there. So Shane Warne's run rate as well, not so bad, Hooksy, when you consider that he's missed half the deliveries as well. It's been a swing and a miss. Well, like I said, seven of those balls that he's faced are the only ones he's hit. He's missed 6.
That's better from Bevan. Well placed, but he's very, very quick, Michael Bevan, and you can't blame Gurkha. He got there quickly, threw it pretty well, but Michael Bevan just scooted back and forth.
Yes, Gurkha's no slouch. The young man out there, he's got a good arm too as well. He's in on that quickly, but you watch Bevan. Just scoots through there. He's going half pace.
And that's what Michael Bevan tried to do. So 4 runs from this over. Nothing foolish required again from Shane Warne. Just get bat on ball, get a single or a 2 if you can. But no need to get out off the last ball when you've already up with the run rate. No man at fine leg on the fence. And got him. Shane Warne looks around for the no ball, but it didn't appear to be too high. It has to be over the shoulder in the stance position, in the standing position, I should say. And the full toss has clipped the bails, and Shane Warne is out.
Yeah, it's a bit of bad luck here for Warren. It was at pace as well. You see the ball doesn't bounce at all, just clips the bails. Warning's a bit surprised by it. He waited and went for the umpire for a decision, but unfortunately it's in the negative. He's on his way for 14. Australia 4 for 111.
Steve Ward, the Australian captain, has come in, perhaps a little bit surprisingly, and an unlucky dismissal for the Australian leg spinner.
Yes, it was pretty awkward. Just clipped the bails, unfortunately for him. You see that bail disappear. It's also broken, the bail. Prasad, I'd say, trying to bowl a Yorker here. It's just got a little wrong. But you may as well say got a little right. Same result.
Steve Ward's got hold of that one all right, and it's into the crowd.
.135 for 4. Picking the ball on the leg stump and hitting it into the crowd. That's a very good shot because he's hit it against the turn. Not easy to play that shot.
Well, it's a very even contest, this final of the Tri-Series being played at the Ferocia Kotla. One of the secrets to Australia restricting India was the fact that they didn't let too many partnerships develop. There was the one good one between Azharuddin and Sidhu. But apart from that, there were pretty regular wickets. And that's what India need to do, take regular wickets.
Well, the best kind of dot ball is the dot ball that gets you a wicket as well. India need about a few such dot balls.
I think we're seeing the difference between the Cochin match and this final now, because Tendulkar is working much more on containment here, just the odd leg break, whereas in Cochin he was looking to buy wickets. That's good bowling.
Yes, in Cochin he had a big score of defense, so he didn't mind the odd boundary being taken off him. But here he knows that it's a pretty smallish score that they've got. Just trying to contain the batsman.
It's a sort of a combination off break with a little bit of swing bowling involved. He's getting the odd one to just, that Yorker, to just drift back to the right-hander. He does have a very big bag of tricks, Sachin Tendulkar, when he's bowling.
Yes, he's trying to bowl the Bundi ball, as they call it. Bundyat, that means in the block hole.
Sidhu at deep backward square. It's 142 for 4.
Navjot Singh Sidhu had a very good partnership with Mohammad Azharuddin in the morning. The drinks are coming onto the field. Australia 142 for 4.
Well, everything's still going okay for the Australians because both these men are here. That is in the middle of the pitch. Should a wicket fall in the next 3 or 4 overs, then it's going to be very important for the man that is left out of those two to step it up, because you can't expect somebody new from the dressing rooms to come in and start hitting boundaries when you've been there for a long time and have been unable to do it yourself. Well, very good start by Australia, and not too flash after the halfway mark. It's been no really explosive overs by Australia.
Rahul Sangvi's last over.
50 to Michael Bevan from 95 balls. It's been an innings of substance rather than flair, which is what we normally associate with him. He's got a long journey to cover still. Oh, they lost it, both of them. Neither long leg nor mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket knew where that ball was going. Went straight into the boundary.
Well, this will please Steve Waugh because he's had 3 attempts at what should have been 3 boundaries and only got 3 singles in the last 10 balls or so.
59 from 60 balls now. Few overs back. It's a buffer of about 12 or 13, even 15 balls. Now that buffer's down to a single, so they've got to get a single of every ball. And I think it's getting to a stage where they need a boundary every alternate over. Yes, they needed that. That's a big one. Second 6 for Steve Waugh. Now, David Hooks was talking a short while back of a 10 over followed by a 6 over, and Steve Waugh set himself up for a 10 over here.
Well, that's the thing. This is just a young man bowling. Still really a part-time bowler, bowling the 41st over against 2 very experienced players.
Oh dear, another no ball. The Agarkar's no ball was in Hooks' word a cardinal sin. This is a crime punishable by death.
Not quite that serious, but it did follow a 6. I'm not suggesting that the 6 caused it, but I would say the 6 caused him to think about what he had to do next. He couldn't just run in and roll his arm over like it appears he's been doing. And just a bit of pressure put back on by the fact the ball went for 6 the previous delivery.
The fielder at Shawford man is almost back on the edge of the circle, so single easily achieved. Less than 50 runs now to get. In fact, exactly 50 runs to get. They've got 9 points, 2 overs. So that 6 has made the equation a lot easier. And he's gone for it again. That's another big blow. It's a lot flatter than the earlier one. That's gone for 6 as well. And this is a big over. And what Steve Waugh has done is he's given the impression that he could have done it all along because it's just made it look so easy.
Well, that is a real agricultural swipe at the ball, and a little bit flatter than the previous one. Didn't go over by the distance that the effort you would have thought, but a very good over for Australia. Don't forget, there's been a no ball in it as well. And so far, 15 from this over with a delivery to go. And Kanika has decided to go over the wicket. So Steve Waugh will try and hit a single here to keep the strike.
Gee, he did that hard. He did that really hard, and that's a very, very big over for Australia. Might well be the over that clinches the match for them. 19 from it. It's 188 for 4.
Well, something for the young man to think about. He's bowled to the Australian captain and gone for 19. And this is the problem with bowling a no ball. The 7th ball of the over went for 4. Now, if you take the no ball out in the 4, at worst the over goes for 15.
So Australia on the home stretch here at Delhi's Firoz Shah Kotla. 33 needed from 42 balls. In the commentary box, Jeff Thompson and Sunil Gavaskar. Thank you, Harsha. India will do something special to pull this game back their way. The Australians now coasting to a victory. That over from Kanetkar, where Steve Waugh hit him for 2 huge 6s and a boundary. Swung the game decisively Australia's way. And now, unless the Australians do something silly, the match is theirs, isn't it, Jeff?
Well, it made a heck of a difference, that's for sure. So 19 runs. Made a big difference. Steve Waugh knew if he did it then, it'd take the pressure off later. And obliged with a couple of big sixes and a very lusty 4. And a few other runs on top. Oh dear, that one's straight at the throat. It's got to be a no ball. Gets it away for another couple. Umpire just signaling the no ball, basically at Michael Bevan's throat. Luckily it missed him, just glided it off the gloves of the bat.
So I think maybe the attempted Yorker going wrong. This is very dangerous, very dangerous. No wonder Michael Bevan wasn't pleased. They had a thing or two to say to him even as he went past him for the single.
Well, that's what he meant to do, I think. He tried to get the Yorker in again the next ball. Bevan still chips it away. Well, this has been a very good partnership for Australia.
26 required of 36 balls, so the Australians can actually play 10 dot balls and still get the runs. And that's a half century for Steve Waugh, coming with a boundary. Very well played innings by the Australian captain. Ran beautifully between the wickets in the early stages, then played some big shots, and he's got his half century in 52 deliveries.
Yes, very good captain's knock indeed.
It's almost like an action replay. Steve Waugh waiting for the ball to come on and then back cutting him for 2 consecutive boundaries now. Anil Kumble being brought on by Mohammad Azharuddin. Last throw of the dice for Mohammad Azharuddin, because he's the man who's kept the Australians quiet. Not in this over. Bowled him. Tried to repeat the shot. This was the quicker one. And Steve Waugh is bowled. Is there hope for India?
Well, those people there think there is, Sonny. I'm sure the players still think there might be a slight hope. Steve Waugh going back once too often. This one the top, he straight through, takes the top off stump. Steve Waugh on his way for a great 57. Australia 5 for 210.
Tom Moody replacing his captain Steve Waugh.
Waugh trying to cut once too often. That one too close, angled in. Just collects his off stump. Did he for pace as well? Just skipped off the pitch. Surprised him. That's our stump can view. You can see how quickly that ball got onto him. That's what did him in. So he's gone. Bowled Kumble for 57. That brings in the tall man, Tom Moody. That's his series so far. Best of 44, and that was against India at Kanpur.
Mohammad Azharuddin now surrounding Tom Moody with fielders in the catching positions. Himself at the first slip and Saurav Ganguly at silly point. He knows that he needs wickets now. He can't stop the Australians from scoring the runs. The only way he can do that is by picking wickets. Overs gone, 210 for 5. Well, once again the equation, 9 of 18 balls, which means they can score off every alternate delivery if they want to. What they'll try to do is try and score off the inexperienced Agarkar. They played it quietly against Kumble, taken only 3 runs off his over, but Agarkar is inexperienced, a little bit quicker off the pitch as well.
Well, it's a good delivery from him there. He's thrown up the slower ball. Good line, good length as well. He's got good control for a young fellow, this boy. Moody Sorry, Moody reaching for that one, playing away from his body, just gets a thick inside edge.
Well, this is a new delivery that we've seen from Agarkar. He's been bowling mainly the quickish stuff, but the fact that he started to vary his pace shows that he's a quick learner. He's also got the confidence now to try something different. Following that up with a quickish in-swinging Yorker.
What a catch! This is an outstanding catch from an outstanding cricketer.
Well, Tom Moody's helped him out here, despite the shorter, wider delivery. RJ Jadeja at point. Just have a look at this catch. It's one of the best ones we've had over here so far. Sensational. Unbelievable catch, that one. Caught it behind him. It's a pity the competition's there, but Tom Moody is on his way for 4. So Australia's 6 down for 219.
Darren Lehman's come in to replace Tom Moody, who was out to a sensational catch.
Jadeja, it is the man at point. Just have a look at that. Off the ground, completely in the air, and catches it actually behind him.
Bevan will look for the 2, but not this time, because it's gone to the throwing side of Sourav Ganguly. Earlier on, he was playing it to Ganguly. He's left between Ganguly and Sidhu and running for the 2nd. Not this time. Overs gone, 2 runs and a wicket in that over for Agarkar. 221 for 6.
Darren Lehman, the new man out there, and he's there with Michael Bevan.
Seven runs the Australians want. They have got Michael Bevan, who's batting 70. Darren Lehman's just coming to bat. Damien Martin, Kasperwich and Damien Fleming left. 12 balls in which to get those 7 runs.
Bevan 70 off 125. He's been very steady. He's been steady for Australia throughout this one-day series. And here he is. It's only fitting that he does the job here for Australia here in the final. And he'll Cromwell as well. Done a good job for India, 2 for 26. This is last over. You can see that big crowd in here. They're still hanging on, waiting to the very last deliveries, even though it probably looks like an Australian victory, or more than likely. They've enjoyed the cricket throughout this summer here, the Test series and now the one-day series.
The Australians picking the ones of Anil Kumble. 222. He's gone over the top. One bounce into the fence. Darren Lehman not wanting to waste any time.
Well, he showed his intent from the moment he's got out there. He didn't want to muck around getting these runs. The field up especially. The only men that are out is one at square and one behind square. So plenty of room down the ground, and that's exactly where he goes, over extra cover.
And now just 2 off 10 deliveries. And now he plays a cheeky shot, dabs it down. Just jogs along for a single, leaving the winning run to be scored by Michael Bevan. He's played very well, Michael Bevan. Kept his head in spite of the fact that the Australians lost 2 quick wickets in Ponting and Mark Waugh. And he's gone over the top, and that's it. Australia have won the triangular series. They were beaten by India in the 2 round-robin matches, but they have won the match that counts, the finals. Handshakes all round.
Yes, handshakes all around. A big moment this for Australia, and they have won it quite convincingly, even though it might look like there weren't too many balls left. Michael Bevan was the anchor, 75 from 127 balls, which really was 1 over from Steve Waugh, in which he hit 19 of Kanitkar that made the big difference. 57 from 54 balls. Ricky Ponting played a good innings as well, up at the top of the order. 41 from 51 balls. Anil Kumble was the best bowler for India, 2 for 36 from 9.4. And Rishikesh Kanitkar bowled his first 6 overs quite wonderfully as well. A wicket for Rahul Sangvi and a wicket for Venkatesh Prasad. So it's a very happy moment for the Australians. It's not always been an easy tour for them. They struggle with the heat, the humidity, sometimes with the cricket, and very often with a man called Sachin Tendulkar. But this is Australia's moment. They can celebrate. So let's join David Hooks with the Australian team.
Thanks very much, Harsha. Well, great celebrations in the room, as you can expect. We thought we might go quickly do a couple of interviews before the players go to the presentation. And Michael Bevan, again, played a sterling innings. Michael, you've been crook for most of the tour. And how do you feel?
Still crook.
You look pretty tough out there. You decided to make a decision to just take it 1 ball and a single at a time.
Yeah, I think I made a decision at the start of the day that I wanted to be there at the end, and it probably cost my stroke play a little, but I wanted to be there.
And batting number 4, you've enjoyed that?
Yeah, it gives you a chance to build an innings, to score some runs and make an innings, whereas batting 6, you probably might get the last 5 or 10 overs. So.
And it's been a pretty tough time. India won 4 out of 4, so Australia went in as the underdogs. Did you have a plan?
No, just basically go for it and try and make sure our attitude was a little bit better than it was in the first 4 games.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the completion of a very successful triangular series in front of another excellent crowd. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the BCCI on what has been a very successful Pepsi Test Series and one-day series. It's been a great success played in front of some huge crowds. Now I'd like to call upon the international referee, Mr. Peter van der Merwe, former South African Test captain, and I'd like him to announce the Pepsi Man of the Match. Peter?
Thank you, Ian. We had some familiar names again appearing, but in the end, it has to go to the captain of the Australian side for his contribution in wickets and runs. That's Steve Waugh.
Steve Waugh, Pepsi Man of the Match, and I'd like to call upon Mr. Dalmia to present the Pepsi trophy to Steve Waugh. Steve, back to a familiar role, doing a bit of bowling and a bit of batting.
Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable out there. We had a good game plan and we went in and executed it nicely today. So it was a great performance from the lads, and I'd like to congratulate them on a very good win.
And the pitch didn't deteriorate as much as perhaps a lot of people thought it might?
Yeah, it was probably about a 260 wicket. We thought we did well for 227, but it was a little bit slow in the afternoon, but batting well, we should have got those runs, and we did.
Okay, congratulations on a good personal performance.
Thanks, mate.
There was one man who, for his sheer consistency, he made a contribution in every single game, and until today, he didn't have an average, and that's AJ Jadeja, man of the series.
To present the trophy, we have Mr. Raj Singh Dengapur to present the trophy to the Pepsi Man of the Series. And there's also a cheque to be presented by Mr. Ravi Jayapuria. Jay, congratulations on a terrific series.
Thanks.
You had to